Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a new episode of O-Tōkushō, and today we're going to be doing something, a simple little video, but one that just got been weighing on my mind a bit recently, and that's sort of kind of, I don't want to say fix it, because that sounds arrogant, but kind of changing around the Naruto timeline to sort of make it a bit more,
Now, we're not going to say better, because that's also very arrogant, but
maybe tighter?
or at least more appealing to us personally. You know,
Yeah.
like if we were supposed to rewrite the story for ourselves, this is what we would do.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a safe way to put it.
I guess I'll start. I guess I'll throw my hat into the ring first, because that is my video idea. So I mean, first and foremost, we're gonna change it so that in the beginning, Nine-tailed Fox is meant to be a tailed beast, and there's 9 other of them. You know, all that sort of like housekeeping stuff right there. Because it's very distracting. Because I'm almost positive that Kishimoto meant for Kurama and Shikaku to be like
The only
just,
things.
well, yeah, and also just like yokai and not really like
Yeah, the
weapons.
Grander thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Wouldn't really change anything up until the tuning exams.
Yeah, it's pretty tight
Up
up to that point.
Yeah. So first and foremost, this is a very small thing by adding in like just sort of like to support the first thing I talked about. When like Naruto's like about to summon Kawabutsu again, he asks Kurama for chakra, and he's like, to beat that idiot, I'll give you as much as you want. Yeah, something a simple line like that. That's kind of throwaway line, but something that's like
to add more actual character than just growling and screaming.
exactly. And then that all happens, and then there's another line when he transforms into the Nine Tails, where he's like Kurama, and then they do the whole thing at that. Next change is a big one. I think it's very necessary because it makes. It gives the beginning part of Naruto a bit more than just it being like, it being the better part. It also gives it a bit more significance in that Naruto and Sasuke become Chunin after the Chunin exams.
They actually pass? Yeah, that would be pretty sick. You know,
Because-
protagonists actually succeeded.
Progress.
Nice.
Yeah, because I feel that there's not enough sense of progression in Naruto where we feel like Naruto's getting stronger, other than when everyone just tells us he's getting stronger.
Yeah. Like, actually, in the entire series, do Naruto or Sasuke ever become Jonin?
As far as we know, probably not.
I'm pretty sure Naruto just skipped straight to Hokage.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, with Naruto and Sasuke become Chunin because like they were pivotal in saving the village. Which, like, I mean,
Makes sense.
it seems a bit weird that like they didn't give Naruto the rank of Chunin just because like he was a little bit reckless in his fight against Neji.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the biggest change I'm gonna make so far. The next change is that in the Sasuke retrieval arc, Gaara arrives to fight Kimaru first, not Lee.
Oh.
So Naruto's having trouble fighting Kimaru, and then Gaara shows up, and those two fight for a bit, and like, we get a sense that of their like friendship is like growing, as opposed to just like Naruto hearing that Gaara saved Lee, and he's like, "Oh, we're friends now."
Yeah. Hey, he's a homie now. He helps one of my friends.
And then Gaara's like, "Alright, I got this," and Naruto leaves. And then Gaara is having a bit of trouble with Kimaru because like he's too fast for Gaara's sand. And then that's when Lee shows up, and then Lee
They reconcile. Yeah, and they reconcile, and Lee actually ends up kicking his ass.
Yeah, and Lee is the reason why they win that fight, as opposed to Gaara being the reason why. Because then Lee gets to triumph over a genius, and that's his sort of arc.
The completed,
Not-
finally. Not
yeah,
completed,
basically.
but like at least wrapped up in a nice way. If they don't like ever make him relevant again, they don't.
They don't. But it's yeah. We give him something as opposed to nothing, which Kishimoto gave him. Next change is that the Gaara retrieval arc is before the time skip happens. I think it's a bit tricky with like the whole Akatsuki waiting 2 years thing, but at the same time, I think this is a good way to convince Naruto to train, and like a good reason for Jiraiya to like take the Akatsuki seriously.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, yeah, sure, like there's the notion that the Itachi and Kisame were after Naruto, but like the fact that they got a tailed beast would be able to put more gumption in Jiraiya's step, because like they don't really acknowledge how important that is that Gaara just doesn't have Shukaku anymore.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
But like if it's before the time skip and Naruto's like kicking himself because like I couldn't do anything against that Akatsuki guy, because I mean he couldn't do anything post time skip either, but you know,
Yeah.
at least pre-time skip would make sense.
Yes. Oh, definitely. I mean, in this new, context, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Gaara feels like he's wanted by the village because, like, the people, like, came to help him out and stuff. And then that's when he decides to become a Kazekage. And, like, that's a bit more than just, like, him becoming Kazekage without any, like, indication of him doing so. Because, like, in the anime, sure, there's an arc where, like, we have the fucking village of ninja tools and shit, and, like, he helped, like, there's, like, a person or whatever. But, like, in the manga, it just goes from, like, him leaving the village after saving, like, Lee, to, like, him becoming the Kazekage right after that.
We should probably say this now, before it's too late, but we're completely under the assumption that the series is not going to have any of the filler in the anime. That's not a factor here. It's just rewriting the manga, which would then translate to an anime adaptation.
Yeah. Sorry, fans of the, fucking...
Like the tea ceremony arc or whatever the fuck.
The hidden ninja tools.
Yeah.
Village. Oh, God. Yeah. So, that happens, and then after the time skip the first arc, he has the Tenchi Village arc. Or the Tenchi Bridge arc, or whatever the fuck. And then when Naruto's fighting Orochimaru and he like goes like to Four Tails, I think that would be. I've been having some trouble with this. I think that would be a good time to maybe have him go into Six Tails, and then that's when he gets the Minato flashback.
As opposed to in the fight with Pain.
Yeah.
Why there? Do you think? Do you want him to have like more time to really master, like his powers there, or?
I just think that, I don't know, I just think that we can have, like, him sort of get a perspective on things after, like, the time skip happened. Because, like, I also think that that Kakashi probably could have explained to Naruto, like, his past when he became a Chunin, because it doesn't make any sense why he wouldn't tell Naruto about his parents at that point.
And like his actual history?
Yeah. Well, I think we could probably do it here, so that there's just some like more substantial stuff.
It also makes the awkward period before like the major Akatsuki shit and post regular Naruto into Shippuden. Like that awkward period actually have stuff that's important, Just fill it with like backstory exposition as opposed to just, oh, here's Sai. He's a new character. Oh, Kashi's gone? Alright, we're gonna give you this new guy as well. Like, a bit more substance than just that.
Also, I don't really think Sai is entirely necessary to the narrative.
Yeah, I mean, he was added just because they needed a placeholder for the team member that they lost, but...
I mean, I could take him or leave him, honestly. Like, it doesn't...
Well, his personal arc actually just is not important to anything. It's... The closest thing that it does, like, it makes the Leaf Village's, Anbu system seem a little more fucked up than it maybe was before. Like, we thought they were just cool espionage people. Now we realize they're like, brainwashing orphans and making them into super soldiers. But also, like, what would we care? this is Ninja Society, everybody's a killer. I don't understand why some of them are traumatized killers makes it that much different.
Yeah, you're right. His involvement kind of bloats up the narrative a bit. I don't really think it's entirely necessary.
Yeah.
And plus, like, since Sakura and Naruto will be shooting after the time skip, they don't really need a third member on their squad.
Yeah, just excessive. Like, the 3-squad system was mostly just because, you know, they're not strong enough on their own to really do stuff.
Exactly. Maybe you can have Yamato be like, oh, here's Yamato, he's the third member, he's a special tuning, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then everything is pretty normal until, I want to say until, like, Naruto hears about Sasuke killing Itachi.
Okay.
I think this doesn't really have anything to do with, like, him hearing about it, but more just so that, I'm trying to think of, like, the proper way of, like, going about this, because on the one hand, I want to have, like, Naruto's training arc with B, and, like, learning how to master the Nine Tails. But on the other hand, like, Sage Mode is, like, pretty, like, a pretty important thing in, like, terms of his training and stuff like that.
But then, yeah, I mean, Sage Mode's only important because the narrative made it seem important, right? Because Naruto has that problem that by the end of the series, he has, like, 60 different transformations just because all these different forms that stack on top of each other. And that problem's only there because he kept writing more of these powers that can stack onto each other. We don't need Sage Mode to exist at all. It is not important to the story. In fact, it would actually be more impactful if Jiraiya was the only person who could use it, you know, because he's like a master at, like, toad magic or whatever. If anything, Naruto's ability to summon other toads is enough of a connection to Jiraiya. He doesn't have to just be Jiraiya again. He also doesn't have to just be his dad again either, you know?
Yeah, true. Oh, no, yeah, okay, that tracks, I think.
Like, if they focus more on his, like, his Biju powers or whatever, that would, or Jinchuriki powers, that would make, you know, it would make it more personal to him, right?
Okay, so I think then, after Sasuke kills Itachi, and then they go through the whole thing, he tries to take out B, and they do that whole thing again. But instead of B pretending to be dead and, like, captured, he's just, like, not, because why would he? That whole bit doesn't really make any sense. Like, he's like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to be captured, and I'm just gonna, like, chill out on my own for a bit. But, like, he still, like, respects A, but, like, he doesn't? I don't know. It would make more sense if he just, like, went to him and he's like, yo, Sasuke Uchiha is a whack-ass bitch. If we don't stop him, there's gonna be a sitch.
Yeah, you know, verbatim, like that. It's about as bad as his normally, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he'll say. And then, the Red Kage's like, hey, yo, Tsunade, you're fucking Sasuke's being a bitch. You need to stop him. And Tsunade's like, well, what do you want me to do about it, okay? You got our own shit to deal with. And then he's like, how about this? How about my bro trains your
boy. Yeah. My bro trains your boy.
Yeah. And then they're like, okay. I imagine that maybe the writing would be more compelling than this, but, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that
roughing out the actual story, not doing a full script rewrite, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. And so they get the gist of it, basically. And he's off training with B, and they do the waterfall thing, and that whole training arc still happens. And then the pain fight happens. And Pain's like, oh, I'm in pain, and where's Naruto? But this time, Kisame's gonna be there because, like, he asks him to be there? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why Pain wouldn't, like, have as many people as possible helping him take out a village.
Yeah, and also he's never shown, like, a lack of confidence in the other members of the Akatsuki either. So it's like, oh, only I can do this on my own. It's like, are you kidding me? Your entire shtick is sending other corpses that you control to do your job for you anyway. Like, you might as well have more bodies if you can help it.
So then Kisame will be there and he'll be like, taking names and kicking ass and stuff like that. I know we had the...
Sharking names.
Yeah, exactly like that. And then the reveal, instead of like him like on the Toads or whatever, he'll still be on the Toads, but then like B will be there too.
Oh yeah.
B will fight Kisame and Naruto will fight Pain.
And his full set will be more interesting this time too. He's not just gonna be like throwing Rasengans and stuff. He'll have, his actually it's kind of funny considering My Hero Academia is as successful as it is right now. The half form for the Jinchuriki is basically full cowling. Like,
yeah, basically.
Yeah, he's just coating himself with Bijou energy and then going to town on people. But it would be a really interesting fight, and it's arguable whether or not he'd be the same strength or even stronger in this instance too.
Yep, I mean, because he'd probably be around the same strength anyway, because...
Yeah, it turns out that, like, tail beast powers, if you're able to control them, are roughly the same as Sage Mode anyway. So nothing truly of value is lost, at least for, logic and consistency.
And then that's the skill seal right there.
Yeah.
We don't need
no extra, yeah. Like, super, ultra, Jinchuriki powers when you're even extra gooder at the thing.
Exactly. And that'll just, and then we'll hype it up a lot so that it's like, this is the final battle and stuff like that. Because it will be. No fucking Obito coming out of nowhere be like, I am Toby and I killed your parents. None of the like, when he's out and I summon Madara, I'd be like, I'm Madara and I've been responsible for the whole thing. And fucking Kage isn't gonna come down and be like, I'm a rabbit from the face.
Then I also did the whole thing.
And I gave you all your chakra. No, it's just gonna be about ninjas.
Yes, and if anything, like Pain's actual story, because that's still gonna be included, his actual story is more compelling than any other antagonist that the series has up to that or after that point anyway.
And the whole thing is that like it kind of addresses the problem with the ninja world.
Yeah, the whole society, needs to be changed because they're literally like warmongering ninja racists. Like, for lack of a better way to describe it. They hate each other because they're not in the same village. They're fighting for resources they don't need to fight for. And they're just constantly killing each other and systematically seeking revenge for the fact that they were killed. It's just not sustainable. Yeah. It's this endless cycle of pain.
And we didn't need like any other villain. Like we didn't need Kabuto being like, well, I wish it was Orochimaru. We didn't suck his dick. It didn't need that.
It's completely pointless. Yeah.
So that's sort of like the rough outline. We get a bit more stuff earlier on, and then we end it sooner. Instead, it's just a tight, compact, fucking solid narrative right there.
So for me, alright, if I were to change it up, I'd only change 4 major things outside of specific story beats that don't really need to be there. So under the assumption that the filler doesn't exist, I'm gonna go with the fact that I want no contrived extra villains, aka no aliens, and no zombie ninja Jesus. That's unnecessary. Don't want that. I want the Akatsuki to be introduced earlier, and I want like each member of the Akatsuki to actually have their own thing. And if that makes it too long, make the Akatsuki smaller. Like that's it. Like, oh, we can't possibly do things for all 8 members or something.
There's 10 of them.
Yeah, all 10. Don't make them 10. Make them 5. Right? If 10,
you don't really need Heat and Okada because
they're useless. Like honestly, they can get taken down by like an assemblage of 4, like the Leaf Ninja Jonins by themselves. Like whatever. But like the Akatsuki can be smaller if it's too big to give each one of them like a fleshed out introduction and like fight and everything. But if anything, I think the ideal number for the Akatsuki should be somewhere around 7. because then you could have each team actually be relevant for something too in the village. All the different teams from Naruto's generation can either be personally responsible for taking out a member of the Akatsuki, or they could be like the head of like a special task force meant to take them out or something. And you can even you can tailor like certain people's skill sets to be better at taking out certain members. Like, oh, this guy's a puppet guy that has chakra manipulation. We can send X, Y, and Z characters at them because they're really good at fighting that one thing, right? It makes everybody more relevant, and it makes the Akatsuki seem more important and also less alien. Not the literal aliens, but you know what I mean.
Right.
The third thing is, I want Orochimaru to be more important. I get it, he was the main villain for the first 1.5-ish arcs, and by that I'm talking about up to Konoha being attacked, and then up to Sasuke retrieval arc, because after that he's just irrelevant. I want him to actually be important because he is the first and most important member of the Akatsuki we get introduced to, right? And we don't even think of him as a member of the Akatsuki for the actual series because he's basically fired immediately. We never see him as an active member, and as soon as we get introduced to the Akatsuki, the best we know about them related to Orochimaru is that Orochimaru used to be a member of the Akatsuki, which is just, why even include that? Is it just to show the Akatsuki are strong? You gotta show the Akatsuki are strong when Itachi showed up and just ran a train over all of the most elite ninjas in the town, and he didn't even move his arms. But seriously, he just keeps him in his sleep the entire time. It's hilarious. I want the Akatsuki to be more important. I want Orochimaru to be more important and to be in the story for longer. And the last thing I want is minor, but I think could actually help. So one of the biggest problems with Naruto and a lot of popular early shonen anime and manga is the fact that power creep is huge. It is rampant. And Naruto is definitely one of the victims of that, because by the end of the series, you have maybe 6 people on the entire planet that are useful. Everyone else might as well not even have powers, because they're so much weaker, it's inconsequential. Because you've got characters towards the end of the series like Naruto and Sasuke who can react to faster-than-light things, they can destroy planets, arguably, on their own, and they're able to manipulate space-time. And then there's people who have control over bugs, or like dogs a lot, or can touch you in the right place to make your arm go numb. It just isn't, it's not comparable, and I don't like the fact that becomes a problem. So instead, I want the series, instead of adding extra abilities, right, and instead of Naruto's solution to all of his problems being make my number bigger by just pouring more chakra into all of his stuff, I want technique to be more focused on. In this hypothetical, right? In this rewrite for Naruto, I want a person's ability to fight to outweigh the number or the chakra supporting them when they fight. Because as long as a character in Naruto, as in the way it exists right now, as long as a character in Naruto has more chakra than his opponent, unless that gap is not that substantial, they win every time. Right? The only time technique trumps raw chakra is when your opponent is not that much stronger than you anyway, so you're being more skillful than them is going to be able to take them out. The only reason Sasuke even had a chance fighting against Naruto at the very end of the series is because, well, one thing, Naruto was tired as balls, and another thing is Sasuke literally sealed away all of his extra chakra, so they just had a fist fight. And at that point, that was one of the most entertaining fights in the entire series for me, actually, was the last fight between Naruto and Sasuke, where they were just punching the shit out of each other. That was amazing. And I want more of that in the series. They don't need to tone down the ninja magic. That's fine. It's the hallmark of the series, so people love about it. But be more creative. Don't just make the explosions bigger. Make them, more complicated. Add actual nuance to the fights and stuff. And if they could just do these 4 things, more Orochimaru, no alien zombie ninjas, and get the Akatsuki to actually be introduced more solidly into the series, they could have had a much better experience for, the audience, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
So, what do you guys think? Right? After hearing our thoughts on this, What do you think you would do if you wanted to rewrite Naruto? I'm sure any actual diehard Naruto fan, and also diehard Naruto hater, because those just exist.
Yeah, there's equal amounts of both.
Yeah, what would you actually think, right? Like, something legitimate, not just like, oh, I'd like make, Sakura useful. Like, more stuff than just that. Also, in this hypothetical, Sakura would either be more useful or even less. And by that I mean, like, just focus on 2 people. You don't need to just, like, elbow in a third just because you want a female main character.
Like, are you thinking like the most drastic stuff to like, oh, fucking Rock Lee just like masters everything and he's just like the ultimate fucking ninja, to some just like small, like I don't know, you change, you remove that one annoying kid from the fucking Naruto bridge arc.
Or 1010 does anything.
Yeah. God forbid.
Yeah, oh man, heaven forbid that 1010 does literally anything.
But, yeah, now the question's up to you guys. We're gonna try and get more of these simpler videos out as time goes on. I need to stop putting such high standards on the videos, because Jesus Christ, this big long video is... You've seen the first part of it already. It's taking a long time.
It's killing.
Because
it's actually just killing.
I'm so dumb. But that's it for me.
Don't forget that, like this video, subscribe, comment, do all the things.
Yeah, all the YouTube things, do all of them. And we'll try and get more videos like this out more frequently.
All right, I've been Jack.
I'm Alex, and this is the O-Tōkushō.
Bye.
Bye.